Bailout. It's been the word on everyone's lips for the past few weeks. From Fannie and Freddie to WAMU, the subprime mortgage crisis is wreaking havoc with our economy. So to those of us who cover illegal immigration, it comes as no surprise that illegal aliens have been a prime target group for predatory lenders. So how much of a role has illegal immigration played in the crisis? With the usual don't ask, don't tell policy in place, it's hard to say for sure. Michelle Malkin notes that many of the areas hardest hit by the recent tidal wave of foreclosures also happen to be some of the country's biggest sanctuaries for illegal aliens. The MSM is eager to point an accusing finger when they tell us that these areas are heavily Hispanic, but AWOL when it comes to reporting the correlation with illegal immigration. This story is, of course, at its most basic level, about corruption. And it's not just one layer or type of corruption. This is corruption that starts at our southern border and travels all the way to the corridors of power in D.C., with plenty of stops along the way for other outstretched beaks to take part in the feeding frenzy. Starting at the top, our leaders set up Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to do two things: shovel campaign and lobbying funds into their greedy hands and make bad loans. Clearly, they have for once managed to achieve what they set out to do. And of course, race-pandering organizations like the National Council of La Raza and ACORN managed to suck up millions before the bottom fell out. Next come the banks, who went after lending money to illegals like piranhas in a kiddie pool. But they didn't just make the loans. They also created their own financial incentive to actively push for amnesty to keep their newest customers in the country doing those jobs Americans won't do. The middlemen in this fiasco? Unscrupulous real estate agents serving the Hispanic, Latino, illegal alien market. One of the lesser-noted ironies of this tale is that the person most likely to look an illegal alien in the eye, smile, and shake his hand while totally screwing him over to make a buck is a fellow Spanish-speaking Hispanic. Take ethnic pandering whore Chris Nunez, for example, who the Housing Bubble Hall of Shame blog describes as being, quote, renowned for pushing interest-only loans on people who cannot afford them. Chris's favorite ethnic hoe catchphrase? I eat beans like you in the morning. And at the very bottom of this dung heap are illegals themselves. Like Aiden Betancio Guerrero, 36, of Mesa, who when arrested for ID theft blurted, "Arrest real criminals." Guerrero, by the way, had managed to rack up almost $800,000 in loans using the aforementioned stolen ID. Or Javier Martinez, 46, an illegal alien construction worker in Prince William County, who is the poster child for why home loans for illegals is a bad idea. Senor Martinez whined to the Washington Post that he could no longer find Hispanics, read illegals, to rent the 3 homes he owns, so he would most likely default on his mortgages. And why? Because illegal aliens were fleeing Prince William County after they sensibly decided to crack down on the illegal immigration that was draining their taxpayer-funded resources. And that's the bottom line. Our own government not only refuses to address illegal immigration, but they are using our own tax dollars to pay for health care, education, and the list goes on, for millions of people who are here in violation of the laws those same elected leaders have sworn to uphold. And now they want to use even more of our hard-earned money. Can you say $700 billion? To pay for the consequences of the corruption that they planted, watered, and carefully nurtured against our will. The victim, a 5-year-old California girl. The accused, Manuel Martinez Contreras, 35, an illegal alien. The charges: lewd and lascivious acts with a child, kidnapping to commit a sexual offense, and oral copulation with a child under 10. The story: on the evening of September 14th, the 5-year-old and her 7-year-old brother were playing outside an El Modena apartment complex when Contreras approached the girl and picked her up. Police say he carried her to a dark alley behind the apartments, removed some of her clothing, then kissed and touched her sexually. Contreras ran away when the girl screamed. With information gathered by police, a composite sketch was created for use as the investigation continued. 2 days later, Contreras was arrested in a nearby residence after neighbors ID'd him from the sketch. Sex offenders come in all shapes, sizes, and nationalities. We've got way more than enough Americans committing these crimes, thank you very much. The inimitable Brenda Walker has noted at VDARE that rape is an all but unpunishable crime in Mexico. As we previously reported, one Mexican legislator referred to the practice of rapto, which is Mexican for kidnapping and rape, as harmless and romantic in his successful support of decreasing punishment for it. Do we really want to import more sex crimes into this country via a culture that views and treats them far differently than we do? Of course, if our government had been doing its job, getting and keeping illegal aliens out of our country, Contreras wouldn't have been here to scoop up an innocent 5-year-old girl and sexually attack her in a dark alley. And that makes this crime what? 100% preventable. The victim, a 29-year-old New Jersey woman. The criminal, Martin Cana Chocoj, 26, an illegal alien. The crimes, sexual assault and aggravated sexual assault. The story. One night last year, the victim took a bus home from Manhattan. Chocoj and a friend, Sergio Ramon Estrada, also an illegal, happened upon the woman who had been drinking and had passed out on the street after she got off the bus in Fairview. Instead of helping her, Chocoj carried the defenseless woman into an alley, removed her clothes, and raped her while Estrada stood lookout. Estrada ran off when someone walked by. The passerby flagged down police, who proceeded to the alley to find Chocoj raping the woman and took him into custody. Chocoj pleaded guilty and is due back in court on December 5th for sentencing. Estrada pleaded guilty to aiding another in causing injury and leaving the scene of a crime. A third illegal alien, Felix Chocoj Ortiz, was charged with hindering apprehension for giving authorities false information about the whereabouts of the lookout, who is his cousin. We were unable to find details regarding the disposition of the third case. Of course, if our feckless government had been doing its job, getting and keeping illegal aliens out of our country, none of these three dirtbags would have been here to lie about, play lookout for, run away from, or coldly commit a rape against a woman found lying helplessly in the street. And that makes these crimes what? 100% preventable. Thanks for clicking in to this week's episode of the Blogs for Borders video blog burst. And thanks to this week's sponsor, SaveShenandoah.com. The small, proud town of Shenandoah, Pennsylvania is standing up to take their community back. Suffering from the burdens of uncontrolled illegal immigration, crime in particular, local residents launched the website earlier this month. In just 3 short weeks, the site has nearly 1,300 posts from 50 forum members and over 50,000 hits. Go to SaveShenandoah.com to check out this spunky little town in the heart of Pennsylvania coal country for yourself. As for us, we're still trying to get Jake to DC next weekend to make some connections and grow Blogs for Borders. We devote a lot of time, energy, and resources to make this show every week. We know times are tight, but that makes it even more vital to get this message out. Go to freedomfolks.com and click the Support Blogs for Borders button. PayPal will take it from there. And don't forget, donations come in all sizes. And until next week, be vigilant, be vocal, and be unrelenting. We've got a country to save.